A lot of us, when we start out, play heel down. It makes sense, right? However, this can be incredibly limiting unless you're doing something like jazz, where you want a bit more control and more subtlety and less volume. But let's be real, most of us are here to play some rock songs, so it's probably not helping you. Now, the reason for this is because we're trying to get 2 notes very quickly using the same group of muscles and part of our foot. You might be able to get a few good bass drums out of that, but quite quickly you'll find out that it's a very restrictive thing, because you'll either get some sort of cramp up the front of your calf, or it just won't sound very consistent. You might have not even discovered this issue yet because you're only playing 8th note grooves. But if you try to speed this up already, or you're using some 16th note placements, then you've probably discovered this issue. Here is a solution. The first thing I'm going to get you to do is move your foot back on the pedal, about halfway. Then lift your heel up just ever so slightly. You want the weight of your leg going through the ball of your foot. You'll probably find that this instantly helps if you've never done this before, and your 8th note groove speed will improve drastically. But what do you do when you come across a groove like this? What we're going to do is make your bass drum motion more efficient. Now, if you're already playing heel up and you're still struggling with speed, then this is what your issue is. The benefit of heel up is we have a bit more power, a bit more oomph, a bit more freedom, but we're still using the same muscle group to get all of these hits. Now, to make this more efficient, we're going to use toe and then let the leg land on the ball of the foot. So a good groove to practice this with would be this. The will be with the toe, and then 3 will be the weight of your leg on the ball of your foot. So overemphasize this to begin with. Really high up toes, and then bring the ball of your foot down. Foot is staying in contact with the pedal. If you're struggling to hit the bass drum with the toe, then practice this. You're going to disregard what I just said about your foot not leaving the pedal board, and you're going to just bounce the pedal board and get used to how the spring feels. Don't worry if the hits aren't in time. We just want to get your brain used to using your toes instead of the weight of your leg, the ball of your foot, or even heel down. That's all. So once you've got a hit with the toes, and it can be quite a subtle thing, you just then bring the rest of your leg down for that second hit. You'll know you're getting this right if your first hit is quieter than your next one. This is something you can iron out later down the line if you want to. So bringing it back to this groove. You can now start to apply this. Just be really conscious of making sure that first bass drum is with the toes, because the brain will want to revert straight back to just doing heel up or whatever else you were doing. As you practice this, overemphasize the motions. They will iron themselves out and get a bit more subtle as you get more comfortable with the technique. But you just want to really send the signal to your brain that this is the motion you want to do. So once you've got that comfortable, you might then have the question, what order should I do toe and ball of the foot if I've got more bass drums in the groove? My rule of thumb is this. Let's say we add a bass drum on the next 8th note. If it's a heavy downbeat like that, I usually use the ball of my foot and the weight of my leg, just because it's a slower note. But if you're trying to sneak in a 16th note, use the toe first just to get it there. But if a bass drum is placed on a 16th note by itself, then don't worry about it, whatever is easiest for you. Okay, lastly, a technique that I use that doesn't suit everybody is heel, toe. And it works for me because I'm a woman, I have smaller feet, and therefore I can fit both the heel of my foot and my toes on the pedal and steal 2 notes out of it. But you can also get longer pedals if you really want to play it, but there are other ways of achieving this kind of speed. And it is, as the name suggests, heel, toe. Just like that. This technique is really suited towards, your Bonham triplet bass drum thing. Or just linear stuff. I wouldn't really recommend it if you're doing like intricate bass drum patterns. I find that using the heel of your foot just means you lose quite a bit of control in certain contexts. Hopefully that clears a lot of stuff up for you and hopefully improves your issue of bass drum speed. If not, sorry about that. Have a good day. Big love. Mwah.
Greetings from future Emma. So, at the beginning of the video where I said you can only really use heel down for like jazz and stuff like that? I just saw a video of John Robertson playing Ain't Nobody, one of the most famous drum patterns of all time, probably. And he's playing heel down. So I've officially eaten my words. That is all. I'm just covering my butt because I know someone's going to come after me in the comments. That is all. Have a good day. Mwah.